Are happy are the people who get the ginseng, and that's our Chinese brothers in Hong Kong who basically control the whole market. They purchase 96% of all the ginseng in the world. So the ginseng, two commercially viable ginsengs are Panax ginseng and Panax quinquefolium. Panax ginseng's from Asia. Panax quinquefolium is American ginseng. Panax quinquefolium has been used for 4,000 to 5,000 years. Panax ginseng has been used for thousands of years by the Cherokee, but the white people just found out about it in 1717. And that happened because the Manchurian emperor, also called the Ginseng Emperor, asked Jesuits to come and survey Manchuria back in the 1700s. Part of it, I believe, I don't think anybody has proven it, is a decision that was made before the Manchurian Emperor by another emperor whose name I don't remember offhand. But he decided that to feed the people, they needed to cut down all the trees, not understanding that the trees were where the ginseng grew. So now Asian ginseng is pretty much grown under shade huts, bamboo huts with black plastic in raised beds and sprayed. If they're not sprayed, the plants are very far apart and they're looked at every other day and they're watered. And I have some pictures. I will be doing a class for, let's see, Chris is probably the only one that may be applicable, at AB Tech the whole month of September. And we'll be having pictures of the Chinese field so you can really understand it. But just right now, take my word for it that it's not the best of stuff. And the best stuff is here, American ginseng, under the trees, grown organically and wild crafted, which in American terms right now means probably the majority of the ginseng is stolen and off of somebody else's land who doesn't give permission. And this is the system that we're working with right now. So the Asian ginseng and the American ginseng are similar. Somebody explained it to me, if Asian ginseng has 5 qualities and American ginseng has 7 qualities, 3 of those qualities overlap. The Asian ginseng is usually more male, the American ginseng more female, and the Asian ginseng is more winter, and the American ginseng is more summer, more yang, more yin.
I'm an acupuncturist and Chinese herbalist, and I can tell you exactly what you're saying is right on. And the Asian ginseng has very warming properties. It's a very hot herb, so not everybody can take it.
Right.
Where the American ginseng has a cooling effect on the body.
Right.
And since most people now are stressed out, they have hot internal engines, so the American ginseng is very cooling, and that's why it's so sought after.
Right. We're going to also introduce you as we go see the ginseng hunt to another plant called Jiagulon. Also comes from South China, also has ginsenosides, also has 5 leaves. However, it doesn't have to be grown in the shade. And it can be trellised. And you can have 3 or 4 harvests in 1 year. And the leaves seem, by my anecdotal and totally non-researched evidence, that females seem to like Jiagulon, especially if they don't like ginseng. They prefer that taste. And getting the same ginsenosides, you may be having to take more, because the ginseng you're taking usually the root. And we will be talking about the berries and the leaves, especially when we go and harvest them.
Is it a taste thing, that the female-male thing, or is it just sort of like one responds better to a female?
Have no idea. This is just from the people who have purchased it and given me feedback. I would say on an Ayurvedic level, they seem to be very thin, what would be considered, I presume, vata or pitta, one of kind of personalities where that taste really agrees with them. Okay, so let's move on with the fact that we have two different types of ginseng. Our ginseng is, as far as our seeds and our roots and are concerned, are only controlled by the government to the extent that we have to note what we send to China. On the Chinese side, they don't sell us anything. Zero. Now, if you're just looking at this as a person who just got this information, who do you think is benefiting from this system? Who do you think created and has maintained this system totally under the radar? And one of the interesting things is, as ginseng, oh, I didn't mention that to you. Okay, so there's different types of ginseng. And we're just going to be talking about American. Cultivated ginseng over here is what they spray in Wisconsin from April to September with a fungicide. Ginseng is susceptible to 5 different funguses. Some are airborne, some are in the soil. But they're very prone to that. In the next stage up is what they call woods grown, which is putting bed in the woods, and raised usually, and thousands of plants in there. Again, if the fungus comes in, which it will, then you're going to have to spray it. So that is a situation. Now, some people grow woods grown at a 1.5 to 3 foot basis. You can imagine the amount of, well, you would need a lot of beds doing it that way. The main reason is 1 pound of ginseng on average is 400 roots 10 years old. 1 pound of ginseng is 400 roots 10 years old. So you need hundreds of acres to grow wild ginseng, period. After we get to the woods grown, the next 2 levels are wild simulated ginseng, which means you take a stratified seed, so you've already done something to the seed, place it in the ground, basically leave it until you harvest it. That's a wild simulated ginseng. And then there's the wild ginseng that nature provides.
Sorry, that's another question. But is there any other part of ginseng apart from the root that can be used?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you actually sort of like
yes.
put it into production?
Yes. Actually, turn around and pull that right in front of you. Yeah. No. Go back. One more. Back. One more. Back. Back. There you go. Pass that all around. That's a study that Canada did on the leaf. We have not been able to do any studies on the leaf. We are knowledgeable by some Wisconsin ginseng people who are doing studies on the berry. And they put it through a study in Chicago. And they found that the berries have properties to help diabetes, as well as, and this is a big stretch because the study was with mice, is that they said that the berries actually killed fat cells. Now, I don't know how they did this, but this has created a whole new product, which is the berry. The berry pulp traditionally was thrown away.
If they work with diabetes, though, wouldn't it be a sugar thing that they actually sort of like it cuts down the way the sugar is?
We would have to go back into that Chicago study to really figure out exactly why they said what they did. And again, it's on rats, it's not on humans. But it is now a product. You could buy the pulp of the ginseng berry from a company in Wisconsin. And I believe that that's a whole field that hasn't even started out, because what you need to do is take the seed live away from the pulp, put the seed into something that is going to protect it being live and not drying out, sand, refrigerate, whatever it is, and then you can dehydrate the pulp. And as far as I know, there's nobody who, it's not as easy as pulling out a cherry pit, or a cherry seed, and then you're not really dealing with, totally with the seed living. And that's the key. I mean, there are seeds the way you can get the pulp, but the seed then dies in the process. So that's an area that somebody's going to pick up on down the line as ginseng becomes less and less available to the huge market that's out there for China. If we have to think of any one product that all Chinese people take, it's ginseng. And they take it almost on a daily basis if they can get it. And this is a place for really America to shine, and nothing is being done. The system is still being controlled by the Chinese, Hong Kong Chinese people. And it's an area I believe that something should happen to alleviate some of our deficit and increase green farming and allow more green jobs to take place. There's areas in distribution and grading, all kinds of places where people could have jobs if America just tightened up, and not closed its doors, but just tightened up its policies. And that's, I think, key for us to move forward in the future.